let me ask you this. What do you think the reaction would be by the left if Trump was diagnosed with cancer? I'm thinking that, the more mainstream ones would be giving him well wishes, but I'd say like Twitter, especially like the
The
base.
online left would be ecstatic
Oh yeah, they'd be
in the
celebrating.
most unbelievably gross way possible. I mean, just look at what happened after the Butler, Pennsylvania attempt, right? And I won't say the other word YouTube talk.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
after that attempt, I mean, look no further than Destiny. I mean, I'll play the clip.
So far over dealing with the Trumples, who are the worst I think that America has to offer, trying to tone police or trying to beg for sympathy. Nah, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%. And if you tweet any shit about Putin or whatever, I'm going to throw it up.
He basically says, hey, the worst thing that could have happened is the gun go off and miss. And that's unbelievably gross. You know what I mean? Like that cannot be a common and he's not that far out there for the online left. I would consider him one of the moderate online lefties. Like what do you think Hassan would say or Kyle Kalinske would say if Trump got diagnosed with cancer? Right? They'd be jumping up and down.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly those two. Uh, yeah, it was surprising when Destiny said that. Because, like you said, he does strike me as more moderate, at least compared to like Hassan or something. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think that was like rage baiting? Because that's just so obviously just something that you should not say. But I mean,
Well,
he did it anyway.
he has actual Trump derangement syndrome, right? And he also gives zero Fs. So like I have no doubt that that might have been like 100% genuine.
Oh
Because
wow.
he did not back down from it, and he was only given 1,000 freaking chances to. I mean, he goes on Piers Morgan, and I'll play that clip too.
Friends.
No, do you condemn the shooter shooting Donald Trump?
No.
Wow.
Not here, not on this program, not in front of these people.
Wow. You
Absolutely
do not condemn a
Not in
deranged
front of these
shooter
people.
shooting
You are
Donald
truly
Trump.
just a child. This is not.
Actually,
this is not a
no.
competition
You know
here.
what,
We're
Charlie?
just trying to be decent human
You know what,
beings.
Charlie? It's not actually the behaviour of a child. It's the behaviour of somebody who's completely lost his moral compass and any sense of decency.
You're right. A child wouldn't.
And I'm going to go to Dave Rubin. Dave, let me let Dave Rubin respond to what you've just heard from Destiny.
I mean, it's actually one of the most disgusting things that I've ever heard in my life. My entire staff in my studio right now all gasp at that.
He basically says, "No, I'm not apologizing for that. Not in front of these conservatives." Because his argument is basically like, "Look, the conservatives are way worse, right, about everything." And it's like, okay, well, yeah, way to stick up and be better. Way to rise above that.
Yeah.
What a total degenerate sometimes. And listen, I'm a Destiny content like viewer, so like I listen to a lot of what he puts out there. But I mean that's just gross and despicable. Like that type of behavior should be beyond the left, but it's super not. It's almost like a part of who the online left is. And it's disgusting.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And there's certainly a nastiness present in the left that I don't think quite exists on the right, but it's kind of an odd thing because at least ostensibly like the left politics are like, being kind to all, and then the right politics ostensibly are more likely to venture into like fu territory, like, oh, your child wants school lunches, well, that's not my problem. They're
Right.
more likely to venture that far, but in terms of like instances like where Joe Biden is diagnosed with prostate cancer, they're far less nasty in their interpersonal relations. I also the way in which right wingers protests, there's like a certain vulgarity and nastiness that I would attribute to left wing protests that I don't think are quite as pronounced in right wing protests. Albeit there are some instances.
Yeah,
But
not to play whataboutism, but like I mean there is like Charlottesville in January 6th, right? I mean
Charlottesville, oh yeah,
you can't tell me that that's not like just absolutely disgusting, right?
I found the BLM riots of 2020 to be far worse, and like there because the thing about Charlottesville is it was centered around protecting that statue of General Lee, and our viewers might have a certain view of that. Maybe disagree. Okay, but
Yeah,
it had it. Well,
that's
okay, but
that's
they
why they
weren't.
had to carry the tiki torches, Darren.
Well,
They were trying to
they were
protect
making they
General
were
Lee.
making
They were trying. Don't make me. I'm playing the clip.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Blood and soil! Blood and soil! Blood and soil!
All
What say
right.
ye to that, Darren? Huh?
Okay,
What say
play
ye
the
to
clip. They were making a bold statement. It was meant to draw media attention, and they certainly did that. Ultimately, there were clashes with counter protesters, and some people did die, but the it's only because the counter protesters swarmed a guy in his Dodge Challenger or so, I don't know. He had this like silver Dodge Challenger, and he like he ran over some people and he killed one. But I mean, to be fair, if I were in a situation like that, maybe I freak out and drive through. Who knows? In fact, Oklahoma has passed legislation making it legal to do so. So, and in our state, that's totally legal.
Yeah, not like that woke state, Virginia. You know what I mean?
It's a blue.
Wherever,
It's a blue state. It's a blue
wherever
state.
it was, Virginia, right?
Charlottesville is in Virginia. Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, anyway. Yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah,
you're right. You're right.
yeah.
But yeah, Virginia. That's a blue state. That's a blue state, and
Yeah, very woke. Yeah.
and no businesses. No like normal. Everyday civilians' livelihoods were torched. The local Arby's wasn't put to the fire. Just bunch of tiki torches from Home Depot were. So I think that's like the vulgarity and
What a way to
nastiness.
phrase it. I'm playing the clip again. You're telling.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Blood and soil! Blood and soil! Blood and soil!
You're telling me that this is just they were just lighting tiki torches. They're just they're just doing a thing.
Well, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's not. I mean, there's a big difference between lighting a tiki torch and lighting an Arby's on fire, or looting a Foot Locker or something. I don't know. I mean,
Foot Locker shouldn't have been anti-BLM. What do you want me to say? Like,
oh my,
those tiki torches wanted to be associated with like college frats and like white trash at a lake, and instead now they're associated with white supremacists. Thanks, Darren. Thanks.
well, I stand by my. I think the vulgarity factor of the left. And the willingness to do like normal people harm when they didn't do anything. I think that's really only present in the left. In fact, I mean, back in 2016, that was the era of, go punch a Nazi or something. That was like what all the left wingers were saying. And some of them actually did it. If you recall that famous clip where Richard Spencer.
They kind of hate me, actually.
Following the KKK, neo-Nazi.
Those people don't like me.
Are you like
honest.
the hipster version of the neo-Nazi movement?
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
Doing a street interview or something, and somebody was talking to him, and somebody just comes behind him and just sucker punches him. I mean, no right winger would do that. I mean, that's. No, I mean, if they
no
fought,
right winger. You're out
Oh,
of
no.
your mind.
Oh no, I
You're-
can't think.
you're-
Name one. I can't.
You're
think
out
an
of your
instance.
mind. Don't get me on the cuff here. That's not exactly fair. But you're gonna
Oh,
tell
okay,
me you're gonna tell me I
well.
searched the internet. I'm not gonna find one. I'm not gonna find one issue of like right wing like vigilante violence.
Not in the form of a sucker punch. I will say.
Oh,
Okay,
give
let
me
me
a
concede.
break.
Let me give
Oh,
a
give me a
let me
break.
give
Go
a
ahead.
concession because I am nothing but fair. I am nothing but fair. I would count, unfortunately, I would count some of the okay, you know that like shooting, I think it was in like Buffalo, New York, of like that grocery store where that guy just went in and killed like 12 black people or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
totally race based. That was right wing. So there is that. Yeah, that kind of negates the other point I was making, but it's bad when you contradict.